All right, so finger patterns part 2 is going to be adding chords in your left hand. And again, I wrote stuff down, but you probably don't know what they mean there. All right, so basically, if you are in a key, so we'll just stick with the key of C major because it's nice and easy, white keys, all that. Every chord can be numbered just based off what number of the scale it's on. So this would be your 1 chord in the key of C. This would be your 2 chord. This would be your 3 chord because it's starting on E, the 3rd note. F is your 4 chord. G is your 5. A is your 6. B is your 7, which almost never gets played, and then you're back to your 1 chord but an octave higher. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. That should be pretty easy. You're just counting up. So if we go to the D, the key of D, okay, so there's your D. You've got an F sharp and a C sharp in your key. If you're in the key of D, your 1 chord is D. Your 2 chord would be E. 3 would be F sharp because of F sharp being in your key signature. 4 would be your G. 5 would be your A, and so on. All right? So that's how the numbers work. It's written in Roman numerals. It's just the way they write them. So if we look at the chords for pattern 1, it says 1, 5, 1, 4, 1. So I'm looking down here at the bottom where it says pattern 1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 4, 1. Okay? So you'll notice one of them is capital and the others are all not. So the 1 chord, if we're in the key of C, is this, but that is a major chord. If it is a lowercase Roman numeral, it wants the minor version. So to turn a major chord into minor, all you do is lower that middle note a half step. So there is our 1 minor. Then we have 5. 5th note of the key of C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here. So that's a G chord, and that one is supposed to be major, so we're good there because it's a capital V. Then it goes back down to our C minor, our 1 minor. And then we have a 4, C, D, E, F. So we go here, but it needs to be minor, so we lower the 3rd one a half step. So F minor, and then back to C minor. So 1, 5, 1, 4, 1. Now, if we put that with our finger pattern number 1, which is just our minor 5-finger scale, what we get is 1 chord. With the 2nd note, we go to our 5 chord, which is G. Then for the 3rd note, we go back to our 1 chord. For the 4th note, we go to our 4 chord. And then for the top note, we go back to our 1 chord. And then backwards. 1 minor, 4 minor, 1 minor, 5 major, 1 minor. All right? So that's how that will fit together. You can always choose to do just the left hand before you worry about adding them together. All right, pattern number 2 is actually gonna be easier for you because it's all major chords because they're all capital letters there, pattern number 2. So again, we're gonna stick with the key of C major right now. So we start with your 1 major chord. Then we need to jump to your 5, C, D, E, F, G is your 5th note. So G major, back to your 1 chord. Then we go to your 4 chord, which is F. And then we end up back on your 1 chord again. It's a little bit faster. 1, 5, 1, 4, 1. Okay? Pattern number 3, we have just alternating back and forth between your 1 major chord and your 2 major chord. So 1 chord, will be C in this case, since we're still in that key of C. 2 chord is going to start on your D, but I'm guessing even if you just listen, you can tell that's minor. So to turn it into major, all we need to do is move that 3rd note up, because to make it minor, we would move it down. Okay, so this one, we're just going back and forth. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So if you put that together with the Locrian scale, we get okay? Now, if you feel ready, or if you've done that type of thing before, if you've done that finger pattern, you can take any of these chords and move them to different inversions. So as long as you include the same note, C, E, G, I can put E on the bottom and transplant this C up higher, and it's still a C chord. Or I could take the E and transplant it up, and it's still a C chord. What that allows you to do is move more quickly between the chords. So for example, pattern number 2, we start with a 1 chord, but then the next chord is a 5 chord, which means a really big jump up there, but a 5 chord has G, B, and D in it. So if I take the G and keep it here, here's my B, and here's D. So I can go from 1 chord to 5 chord without moving my hand. 1, and then an F chord uses, so the 4 chord is F. We would have to jump here, but as long as I have F, A, and C, I can just move the top 2 notes up. Here's my C, and here's F and A. So then pattern 2 just becomes C, 1, 5, 1, 4, 1. All right? So if that doesn't make a ton of sense right now, just do your best. You can focus on just doing the right hand ones, but then we will try to add in the left hand and get it to make sense to you. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions. We'll talk to you later. Bye.